For cheap games and codes, go to G2A.com. The link and discount code are in the description. The January transfer window is now open, which means it's our final chance in the whole season to change our team. I've submitted a lot of offers based on your suggestions for a new fullback and center back, and you'll see the ones that go throughout this episode. So right guys, with transfers on our mind, we go into this first match against Burton Albion, and yes, you might have noticed that the beginning of this was a little different than before. I'm trying a new format, I think, and some of you guys have pointed out in the comments that things don't feel right with the format, and I do agree. I've noticed it before, you guys, and I've been trying to change something. So this one, no excessive editing, just pure gameplay stuff. So let me know if you prefer this over the style that we did before. So we are 1 goal in front in this match, and our Wimbledon is looking very strong. Only a few weaknesses in our team right now, which one of them is obviously the defense, which is why we're looking to improve that, as well as the fullback, the wingback position. But the defense is basically, we're just very prone to counterattacks. So here is Pell. He was trying to square it off to Cole, I think that is on the far post, but it doesn't work out. It winds back right to him, so he's just gonna finish that with his preferred left foot. And then Aziz here, he actually loses the ball, but this is why I'm talking about Aziz. There's something about him. His stats do not express how good he actually feels. And a very lucky goal, very poacher's goal from Cole there. The ultimate opportunist, because Aziz basically worked that in, and then a lucky deflection winds back right to him. But this is what I'm talking about. That is how important form is, because Aziz is only worth 80,000 on paper, and our chief executive rates him at between 185 and 275,000 pounds. But that does not stop teams like Gillingham trying to get him for 400,000 pounds. That is just how important an informed player is. However, reality hits us, and it hits us hard, because now our loan players, not the ones that we loaned, the ones that were already loanees when we started the career, they're starting to go back. We lost 3 players already, and we go into the second match of this episode against Southend United, and we are a broken team because we're missing 3 players. One of them was a defender, and we are also missing Sutherland that scored in the first game. He went back to QPR, and we can see a pretty darn beautiful goal, I'll be honest here, against Southend. And just a flick there, if you were paying attention, that put the striker through with his... The shot was pretty good, don't get me wrong, but the flick there and then the passing movement was really, really good. But we do not feel comfortable, and that is just how we go from being super dominant and not fearing anything. Because after the first game, I was like, screw this, just get me into the BPL. We are ready to take on any team right now. But then the second match, a team from our very own league, and they beat us 2-0 because we were missing so many players. And then we go into the FA Cup, and we face another Premier League team, the second one ever. The first one was Hull City, and they beat us through crossing. And this match we had to regroup, and look at Tefler there with the skills, and then the pace and the dribbling, and then the feint inside on his left foot, and he puts it in. But don't forget, Tefler is also not our player. He is a loanee as well, and he'll be gone at the end of the season. But after this match, it's time to make our very first signing of the episode, and it is Hector Bellerin from Arsenal, the right back, a very favorite choice in the comments. And for 35,000 pounds, he is an absolute steal. I do not understand how players like that go for as cheap as they do, but I'm not complaining, because welcome to the team, Hector Bellerin. And we have the first-hand opportunity to test him out in this very first match. And they had a corner here, our opposition, but then Akinade gets the ball. He's not the paciest, but they're not gonna catch him or let alone outmuscle him. And he just gets a classic counterattack goal, the easiest as you like. Then our French winger, Saint Lucet, he puts in a cross. He was looking for Aziz, but Aziz, instead of shooting, which was what we try to do, he ends up passing it to Akinade at the far post, and Akinade gets his second in the match, and we win that. But then it is time for the J-Pain Trophy, one of those that we care very much about, because we're trying to win at least 1 cup this season, and we realistically are not chasing the FA Cup. Let's be real here, we're a Football League 2 team. But this J-Pain Trophy, where actually the opposition is a Football League 1 team, and they do concede a penalty right on the brink of halftime, the 45th minute cheese, and we get a goal with Rig, I believe it was. I think he's our designated penalty taker. But then Cole, he's on the run here. He's on the wing. What is he gonna do? Cut inside, pass it, cross it. No! Why should you do that when you can just do that? I love that type of finish in FIFA 15. You just power it at the near post from the tighter angles, and the opposition tries the exact same thing, but unlucky for them, lucky for us, Winchester here that is going mental. He is deemed offside, and rightfully so. Just a fraction offside as well. We got pretty lucky with that. But it does not stop them from keep going at us. And look at this one. Our keeper palms it right on the head of the opposition, and they get 1 goal back. And really, it still baffles me, my mind. Like, why do players, the opposition, why do the AI just celebrate like that when there's still a goal down? It used to be that they would pick the ball up, which is realistic. But to now, why do they do that? But then they go through on goal, and that was not an offside, but it is a fantastic save from our keeper. And the rebound goes off over the target, lucky for us. And we advance in the J-Pain Trophy with this 2-1 win. But then it is time to make our second signing, and it is Jack O'Connell. Another suggestion from you guys. And we actually, you see that we have offered 180,000 plus Akinfenwa, which is another 150,000. The reason for that is, even though he's only worth 240,000, when we were chasing him, Motherwell were also trying to chase him, and they bid 320,000 pounds on him. So, and the other team accepted. So then we had to overtake them on the offer. So 180 plus 150, that is 330. 10k more than Motherwell, so suck it, Motherwell, and we get a defender. That is pretty much exactly what we want, and he is 6'3" if I remember correctly, and he has around 60 to 65 pace, which is pretty good to start off, which is really good to start off with, rather, and he just has a good potential, especially according to you guys, and it is a realistic signing, as the player that suggested him said, because he's a low-rated player, young player, and this match against Mansfield ends 1-0 with another tight goal finish, and more Camby are the ones next. But I do want to, before I forget, I do want to mention quickly that our scout, you remember, our future star, is still developing, and you guys have told me to wait until the 1st of May, and because that is when these academy players, they receive a hectic boost. But some other players say that don't wait until May because his physical stats will not improve. Now, as Bellerin scored an amazing run there, I do want to ask you guys, when you say that his physical stats won't improve anymore, do you mean with the boost, like it won't boost his physical stats in the May? Or for the end of his career, throughout his career, his physical stats will stay the same? Because I don't think that's the case, is it? That would be very worrying if it is the case, and do remind me to let you know, and to show you rather, the window of our future star, because we are, you know, how as the time progresses you see more and more stats, you scout him further, so you know what he's about. So yeah, I need to show you guys, he's not the paciest. I thought he was going to be a pacey camp, but he's really not, which is a little disappointing, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I do want to show you his stats. And this match, one of the shortest players on the pitch has just scored a header. That is still a problem apparently for us, even with Jack O'Connell here, who towers over everybody. We still concede not corners but headers, and they celebrate like they should, because that was a well-worked goal. And the match ends 3-1. We're gonna end the episode by making one more signing, that's right, and it is Klosterman. We actually not signing him, we are loaning him. Why? Well, basically we had some budget left, but not enough to make another signing. And this guy, his wages were 750, so if we loan him, we have to pay him 1,000 pounds per week, and why not? That is nothing. So we get another fullback from your suggestions. True, only a loanee, but he will help, as that is the last signing that we can make until the end of the season. But that is the end of this episode. Let me know, guys, if you prefer this format over the other one. And next episode, we will face one of the biggest challenges of our Wimbledon career so far, as we face up against a Premier League team, a top 4 Premier League team at that. So leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're looking forward to the next one, let me know about the format and anything else you want to add. Ep.8 though, thank you for watching, goodbye.